G'day everybody, welcome to another episode of Absolutely Unnecessary Podcast. Simon and I will just give you a quick roundup of what's been going on at the gym this week, last couple of weeks, and then talk about what we have coming up in the next couple of weeks. And first, I reckon we get started with probably the biggest thing on the calendar for us, which is the HEX card coming up on the 18th of November.
Yeah. Just
a bit about the card. So HEX, for the first time since its inception, is doing an event outside of the Melbourne Pavilion in Melbourne. I think they've done one in Perth and they've done one...
they did a couple in Dandenong very early days. I think the first one was at like Dandenong Sports Stadium.
But the inaugural event now at the Festival Hall, which is going to be huge. Like, so good for MMA. And these guys who get to fight on this card, it's an iconic venue for combat sports in Victoria.
Yeah, well, it's always been such a massive thing for boxing and stuff. Like, I remember going there as like a 15-year-old and stuff like that to watch people.
Yeah, so it's a huge card, and they've put together a fight card with matchups to give Festival Hall its due, in the sense that it's a great card with a lot of talent on it. So we'll go
through... A lot of moving parts for it. It's been We've been
so let's just go through our guys, I think, rather than the whole card.
Well, because I'm obviously the main... Well, I know the main... Yeah, I don't even actually know if you know, but that
main event's off as of today. Yeah, so...
You know who the... Well, this won't go live, so I think by the time we do it, they'll announce it, but Sean Gacci versus Paul Logger.
Oh, yeah.
Is going to be well, I don't think it'll be the main event, but dare say, Joey and Jono will be the main event.
Yeah.
But Cody Haddon's out injured.
Yeah, it's a good fight for Gauci, I think.
I actually think it's I think Logger flies under the radar a little bit. Just because, he got on the bad end, like the wrong end of Steve Ersic a couple of times, probably took a few tough fights early on in his career and stuff like that. And I think stylistically, it's going to be closer.
He's tough, and he'll be a lot bigger.
Oh, Logger's pretty small as well. Like it's the other part that makes this kind of a fair fight. He's two flyweights at fighting at bantamweight.
Yeah, but I think reach and everything, he'll have a fair bit on Sean.
You reckon? I reckon they're both really little humans.
I don't know. We'd have to look at it.
I reckon they'll be pretty similar. Logger's like smaller in person than what
you think.
Yeah, like when
the
same every time I see Sean.
I reckon you're a lot bigger, so people that are smaller all look pretty small to you.
Yeah.
Whereas I think I'm a little closer to him, and I reckon Paul's a fair bit larger than Sean.
Really?
Yeah. And then Jono Mikulev versus our very own Joseph Luciano. Jono putting his undefeated record on the line, and with a huge amateur record as well for both of these guys. This is a great fight. It is the right fight to make for HEX. I'm obviously going to be backing our boy Joey. I think he's just going to be a little bit too much for Jono too soon. But in saying that, Jono has his weapons that he'll definitely try and engage and do what he can.
I think it'll be a really interesting, really interesting fight, like stylistically and everything. So we've obviously seen a fair bit of Jono now, but we still don't know. Probably haven't seen all his skill set too. And I think Joey's also only shown grappling a lot, so you might sort of see Joey striking more in this fight as an example. So it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, they're getting that fight done, are they? Emrahan versus Michael Manu.
Yep, I believe that's good to go. Yeah, I don't think that one hasn't changed. I believe that is the winner will fight the winner of Gauci and Logger, which would be interesting if. Because I was like, well, surely Manu and Gauci won't fight, but apparently they will.
Is that right?
That's I have got word from HEX that they've already both said if it happens, no bad blood.
Yeah, right.
Do it
because no bad blood. We'll just do it.
Because I think Gauci is mainly based in Queensland now. With Ignite
he moved to Dunstan.
Yep, so he's with a team. He's under Ignite. Ignite's his team, I believe, and that's where he's training. And then Sam Greco's his mentor. I was just speaking to the HEX guys last night, so Sam sort of still looks after.
Yeah, right.
His match.
I reckon a good move for Sean. Like if he's found a good rhythm up there and sort of fits in with the team, then it's smart to go somewhere and give yourself a fresh start. Like especially when he had that trouble with his, he had so much time off and that sort of stuff. To go like, hey, let's do something where I get myself out of my comfort zone a little bit, go up to Queensland and commit to it and give it a real go. I think that's, it's admirable and good on him. Because he was kind of in between teams down here and that sort of stuff. So
I
to
think
go base yourself somewhere makes sense.
I think if he's also because he was also coaching and running the team. It's a little bit
exactly. So hard.
Hard to do.
And he's always been really talented. Really talented, really good timing, good head movement. So good on him. So Emrahan versus Manu. Emrahan obviously going to come out hard. He's going to do the death eyes at you. I don't think that's going to worry Michael Manu a little bit too much. I think the southpaw stance and Michael's no slouch in the grappling. I think Michael will probably just be a bit too much for him.
Yeah, look, I've thought that probably for Emrahan's last couple, but he's got it done. So it'll be interesting. I mean, Josh thinks that Emrahan...
He's going to go all the way, I reckon.
He will be the next UFC champion. So we'll see.
What is that stuff? So...
that's records got.
This fighter has been found on Topology to have engaged in activity which does not conform to combat sports standards. Fighter in or their management deliberately provided false or misleading information.
They got one of their fights
in an effort to remove losses or otherwise manipulate their record.
So basically, he got starched pretty badly early in his career, but it was a savage knockout.
Really?
And they wiped it,
I guess. I thought you knew that.
No, I didn't know
So
that.
I think he was 16 at the time. So they tried to sort of say it was a juvenile, and I think he was 16. And he got starched. But this was the whole. So this is the interesting part to this is apparently it was all due to Justin Van Heerden going online, and I believe I can't actually say this 100%. But he may have also been the one that contacted Topology. Definitely made a big thing. but
professional hater.
But the funny part is it just kind of took Colby's win against him down. Made it Colby hasn't won, but Colby was fighting him. Yeah. But it made Colby's opponent instead of being 2-0.
How old is he? If it was in 2017 and he was 16, that makes him 23 now.
Is he 23?
He's 22 on Topology.
Yeah, so he was 16.
He was 15 or 16 and he fought an adult. In which case,
I think if you've been put into you're not even an adult. You can't consent to going into an adult content. So I don't think that's...
Yeah. What's the guy that actually knocked him out savagely?
He looks like basically Khan, awfully. The shape of him was ridiculous. He was massive.
Right.
He's sticking up for his boy big time. He got robbed.
He did get...
It was a hate crime.
It was a mismatch. It was a bad mismatch. Oh, he's not going to pop. Yeah. It's hard to tell from that image. But.
That is such disrespect to Khan.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Khan.
That is brutal.
No. I couldn't tell which... Was that not Khan? I reckon that guy looks more like...
This guy.
Yeah.
That guy's a problem. That guy's a problem. Oh, fuck. And then Michael Tepu versus Khan Husmek. Both of these guys trying to get on the board as a pro. Khan, obviously, with the big amateur career, coming off his loss to the ultra-impressive Harry Webb, which leads us into that fight, Harry versus Neem Stephen. Neem got a few more runs on the board here, but Harry, obviously, with all the momentum... Yeah. Harry looks a world beater, and he, until,
and Nam's probably, because Nam's really tough.
Right.
He's probably a little bit too willing to engage.
The last thing I think you want to be against Harry is
durable.
Hittable. You don't want to be hittable. It's
I love watching Nam fight. He's tough, good, But I think Harry's a.
But Harry's a sleeper. We've seen it before. He drops people and he steps in and he puts everything into those big right hands. And he's got quick feet and stuff. So, it's not the style of fighter you want to be going in against a big hitter.
Yeah.
Then we go Barber versus Kikembo. That fight's off. Barber broke his nose. That sucks. That would have been a good fight. Then Jack Lyons coming back against Mark Kelly. I don't know anything about... Or Max Kelly.
Max Kelly, that's one of Damian Brown's boys. He's just had a good win. A pretty charismatic dude, I think.
I don't know anything about him. But Jack Lyons, I'm real interested to see Jack Lyons, right? Because he was very good. Only loss is to Abdallah Biada.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a loss without merit either. It was
a split, wasn't it?
Yeah. He's great. Disciplined, hardworking. My biggest question around Jack is...
Well, what weight? Is that at welter or is it at lightweight? I think it might be at super lightweight or something.
Yeah, right.
165, yeah,
right.
super lightweight.
So Jack, after he lost that fight to Abdallah, he said, "I'm going to run 50 marathons in 50 days to raise money for homeless people." And then did it, and he ran 50 marathons in 50 days and completed every single kilometer. And I remember thinking, this is hard for someone who's an ultra long distance specialist to do, to come back and not have like long-term problems from this, right? And he did it off enough training to get it done, but not like years of building up the tendon strength and stuff. So I'm just interested to how has he gone to get through the fight camp, and how's he going to go getting to fight shape and staying there after putting his body through that?
Yeah.
And if you show like
What timeline was that?
that was probably only finished it maybe 12 months ago.
Just the whole thing too, because apparently he's got bigger and had to go up to super lightweight, which really surprises me now on the back of that information, because I would have thought you'd probably get a fair bit smaller.
Yeah. But it was like a huge effort and quite inspiring to see him do it.
Yeah.
But then on the other end of that, you go, well, I don't know how you come back.
Very
like
specific.
How does your body come back from that?
Yeah.
Because I know, like when I've done big running sessions in a week, I'm talking in terms of context to that, I'm talking like when I'm running maybe 50k a week.
I did 4 kilometers 3 times
in
Thailand, and
he's doing 50k, 42k a day.
Yeah.
Jesus, insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's that fight card. So famous fighter encounters to come through Absolute. So
I don't know that we need. No.
don't want to do that.
Well,
We'll do
what
that
do you
one
reckon?
next time.
We
We'll
can-
do that one when we have time. What's important here? First fighter.
We've also got, firstly, actually, just on Eternal, we got Mason this weekend.
Yeah, Mason fighting against Taser Malone.
Yeah.
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 So go Mason.
Yeah. He's off to a flying start, missing the flight. He's spending 12 hours at the airport today, waiting to get on the next flight.
Yeah, what happened with that?
He missed his flight.
Yeah, I think there's not much more to it than
What is
Have
it
you
like?
spoken to him?
no, I have not spoken to him. I've spoken to Sam. Poor Sam. Sam Miles takes the day off work to go and help him cut, and now Sam's by himself. And then the biggest stitch up. So I think I told you, but so then Cam's waiting going to go to the airport to pick him up. Mason does the right thing, contacts Cam to go, I've missed my flight and I'm not going to be there. But doesn't tell Sam he said that. So Sam, he gets there by himself. He's waiting for Cam to pick him up from the airport. And Mason's done the right thing and told Cam, don't pick him up, but left Sam there. So Sam's waited as well.
Sam, if I know anything about Sam,
he'll be burning on the
no,
inside.
listen, he got his shirt off.
Yeah.
He went to the beach and he said, "Yo, what's up, cuz?" He got his shirt off. He went to the beach and he started shadow boxing on the beach with his headphones in,
Yeah.
and then probably like shadow boxing at Coles.
Yeah,
and then
definitely.
probably shadow boxed at the airport a little bit.
We should look for that brown cardigan site to see if there's been
Like
new
any
addition.
footage of a guy just shadow boxing everywhere on the Gold Coast. I
think
think it's
he's-
Sam for sure. He'll be
fucking-
having a great day out by himself shadow boxing.
He's pretty crook apparently too.
So I put up a poll to get some Instagram questions, and this is the best of an interesting bunch. So the first one, why was everyone rocking the wrestling singlets last week?
That is a good question, and one that I'd still like the answers for.
I saw that on the Instagram and I just went, what the fuck's going on?
Well, I sort of went, good, have funny boys now, put some, and I was like, you're going to put your proper shit on, and then I had to fucking grapple with them all fucking... Yeah,
You weren't that disappointed, Simo.
I was pretty disappointed. Like when I had like Dylan's chest hair in my face, and I was like trying, because I
All
like found
ethnic
myself.
boys as well. Like,
Yeah,
There's a lot of hair getting rid.
there was a lot. It wasn't pretty. Yeah,
that is funny as.
And there's about 4 in a row of Sarmad. I don't know if you want me
is
to...
this from
Are
someone?
they all Sarmad's questions? Like his own burner accounts asking questions about himself?
Do we know who? So what? So read them
So,
out.
all right, so we've got Sarmad said he wants to shoot a triple leg on me. What is that?
I think we'll let people work that out.
What
Do
is
the
an
math.
what is an acceptable amount of body hair?
That's definitely Sarmad related.
How do we?
Sarmad's too much. Sarmad, I think, is pretty shaves down and waxes a fair bit, doesn't he? But
Yeah.
I think it grows. He does that in the morning, but for the afternoon session, it's back.
It's back. There's no like, if you're hairy, you just wear like proper rashies and stuff because it's not hard.
Yeah.
How do we fix Sarmad's hairline?
Well, I think he's
Can't.
already
It's
on that with
beyond-
the powder, and
beyond
isn't he on?
fixing.
He's already on the powder, and he's trying a lot of different things.
And this is probably the only real genuine question. How hard is too hard for sparring?
Oh, that's such a good question, and I think it's purely dependent on where you're at in your fight camp, and what your goal is for each session. So, where we try to, and obviously there's always caveats to things. So sometimes something happens where you need to go a little bit harder when you should be going lighter, or something happens when you need to go lighter when maybe ideally you'll be going harder. But as long as you plan it, the worst thing in the world you can do is treat every sparring session like a fight. Bad for your health, but also bad for your progression, because when you're at that peak level of, anxiety and peak level of being in the zone, it's not really conducive to learning a whole lot. So if you stay at that highest level of, nervous and high energy, and you're throwing hard and things are coming hard at you, it's not really good for learning new patterns. And
You're going to
reading
always be
people.
playing your A game under that thing. So you're never going to try your B and C stuff and try stuff.
Exactly.
So you're going to play your A game, which is what you want weeks 3 and 4, like weeks 3 to 6 out from a fight. Play your A game.
Yeah.
Spar to win. Do
Yeah,
that.
and
But you don't want it all the time. That would be my take on it. And how hard's too hard? You should be getting dropped headshot.
Yeah.
Extremely rarely in sparring. It should be.
Well, like for context, I've been dropped once in my whole career.
Yeah.
Like I didn't get knocked out. I just went to my knees and then got straight back up.
In sparring or fight?
Sparring and fight.
Yeah.
Both.
Yeah.
And it's like that as a standard of measurement, getting dropped.
Was that someone in your weight class?
No, it was
too?
Kit Campbell.
Yeah. And that's also where it shouldn't happen. Like, if you're going on that scale of 1 to 5 that we talk about, and you're going to a 4 or whatever during fight camp, those times, you shouldn't be going above a 2 to 3. Definitely not above a 3 out of 5 if people are out of your weight class will do that. And I think once they're 2 weight classes out, you shouldn't go more than like a 2 out of 5 intensity.
Yeah.
I think you need to be, when you're doing that harder sparring, close in weight, close in experience, close in whatever. You can't have, that's the other big thing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. Hopefully that answers your question. But meter it based on what your goals are for each session. If you're about to have a fight and you need to get that fitness and practice your A game, then you can go quite hard. If you're just in for a regular sparring session on a Friday night where you're trying to develop skills and stuff, you almost want to go as close as you can to that Thai style where it's super light, super playful. No one's getting hit hard. No one's going home with a headache or feeling sore.
So for your last fight, when did you stop hard sparring completely?
So my last hard sparring before my fight in Sydney the fight was on the Sunday. Would have been 10 days before.
I think 16 days.
16 days.
The Friday night.
Yeah,
before.
16 days before the fight was my last hard one. And then we did touch drills and reactionary drills and stuff around that. But my last one where I went in there with like intent to win every round and not give an inch to my sparring partners and go full capacity was at 16 days out.
What about being like someone's sparring partner for that when they've got a big fight coming up? How does that change for how you go about it?
So if I'm being a sparring partner for one of my teammates and I don't have anything coming up myself, so if it's purely a session that's for them, I'll do what I can of trying to find a balance between emulating what they need and also if I try and go too hard and emulate someone, I'm shit. It's better to give them a good version of Jack, which I do very well, than a shit version of trying to emulate Simon. But in saying that, if they're going against someone we know is going to push the grapple, I'll give them my A game of grappling so they can try and defend that. Or if they know someone who's a heavy kicker, I'll kick as much as is normal for me to do and give them that. But I don't. If it's my teammates. If it's their last hard sparring, I'm not doing them any favours by pulling back and letting them get the better of me.
We do that the week after.
Yeah.
Like that's the 7 to 14 day. They'll do like a match practice one where if Jack's the partner, he'll be at 50%. 50, 60% where, Raja gets to play his stuff and he'll be a bit submissive. But Raja's got to not be a dick and go too hard or whatever, but he'll sort of get to play it out. But 14 days out, he gives him full competitive thing.
I think the best answer to that question is probably just like to have a good relationship with coach and they know what gets the best out of you. Because obviously, like, there's certain people in the gym, like me, for example, I'm super critical of myself and always want to do more work and think like a session wasn't good enough. So I need someone to sort of go, hey, that session was good. Sit, you're done. Like, you're good now. Whereas another guy in the gym might need to get told, hey, we need more out here. You need to go again here. You need to up the intensity. So it just comes down to you having the right coach who knows you well.
It's more that Mason last week. So he's doing his 7-day. Were you there for that 7-day thing? And then he's doing his, so he does his couple and he does his 3 sort of match practice rounds or whatever. But the lighter ones, like where we're sort of, walking through. And then he's like, yeah, and I'm done. Yep, you're done for night. Good work, mate. That's the end. Yep. And then I come back and watch it. Come back 15 minutes and I hear cracking. He's just jump back in and jump back into sparring, full sparring. And I'm like, you're fucking done already? And he's like, oh yeah, I just wanted to get more. I'm like,
You straight away just put, yes.
Yeah. And then
He put his head down.
as soon as he saw me come over, he was already before I started even finishing talking, the gloves were coming off. What else we got? I can just see something about Raja and dating advice.
Raja, Mercurio, and Savvy dating advice? ?
Could not be worse.
Don't get advice
They'd be the worst 3 people in the
The
world.
best advice you can get from them is to not take any advice from them.
Yeah. I did hear Mercurio going, Raja told me it's just a numbers game if I message enough people on Instagram. I'm like, and he's like, oh, you just randomly go back and like a photo from 2 years ago and then hit up and then if they like something and then all this
high school games.
Oh mate, it was, and I was just listening to it going, like, do you want to ask Raj about MMA stuff or striking? But that's where where coaches sometimes go outside their
Practice
round.
outside their scope.
But Raja will be like, I'm the master.
Yeah.
Not sure. Not because when I go, I don't know, you should be giving advice. He's like, well, you know what Raja's response? How much pussy you got lately? Yeah, I got.
That's me when I last got pussy.
Yeah. So anyway,
And then we have about the wrestling singlets, if that's going to be a Thursday standard.
no, that will be banned.
No
from
more
Thursday.
wrestling singlets. Done.
And then when will Sexy Simon wear a wrestling singlet?
That will be when hell freezes over. Yep. So.
These are all Rich's questions.
Yeah.
Even from
Why are you
the
touching
viewers.
yourself when you ask that question?
You freak.
Fucking hell, Ritz.
And yep, that's the
that's
best
it?
of them.
All right,
Yep.
That's
well,
all
that
right.
actually works well because I got to go.
All right, sweet.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thanks for tuning
Update.
in.